I don't listen to a lot of game soundtracks. Unfortunately, for the game, what I tend to do when I play a game is turn off the music and then play a YouTube video in the background. And so I don't listen to the music a lot. For whatever reason, I started listening to a couple years back to Strafe.
Good golly, Miss Molly! I'm ready to break some skulls and stomp on brains.
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day wherein I'm trying to keep my shoulder pulled back. I have scoliosis, and it shoves my shoulder forward, so when I'm sitting here like this, normally, it looks like I'm sitting at an angle because my shoulder's pulled forward. But I occasionally try to lift it backwards so it sits more halfway normal, but I gotta be careful. I pull back too far, and guess what? I close off the arteries that feed that arm. So I gotta be careful. Thumbs up. Anyway, when you see me where I look like I'm hunching like this and I'm talking, that's my scoliosis. It's not bad. My spine is roughly in a line, but my vertebrae up at the top are twisted, so they're still in line. They're just cranked off that direction, which shoves the shoulder forward, which has kept this part of my rib cage from ever developing fully and opening properly. Thumbs up for that. Anyway though, front loading of YouTube videos. Thank you, YouTube algorithms. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. Appreciate all the positive validation. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, that'd be very cool. If you could leave me a comment, very awesome. I read every single one. I answer those that I do read, which again is all of them, and thumbs up for that. I do appreciate that to no end. I answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. And I do wish to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people are literally beautiful and literally awesome. They help to keep me alive, and I appreciate that to no end. It is hard for me to remember how long to keep my hands in the air. So hopefully I'm going to do better today than I did it yesterday. But if you'd like to help me out and become a patron, I do have links in wherever the video description is. Thumbs up for that. Front loading of YouTube algorithms over. And I was thinking about YouTube, of course, today because, sure, I'd like it if more people watched my videos. I mean, just like 2 or 3 years back, I was getting like 400 standard views on a video. Still not a lot, but for me, not bad. And it's just been trickling and failing into nothing ever since. I know a large portion of that is just me. The things that I need to do to keep up with the YouTube algorithms, I have issues with. Part of it is my physical and mental conditions. You know, my depression, my ADHD, where I am on the autism spectrum, my brain fog from fibromyalgia, all the various pain issues that I have from my physical issues. There are some things I just can't do. And so I cannot keep up with some of the algorithms and do the things that I need to do, especially with my volatile mood, etc., etc. There are, however, some things I could do if I wanted to. That's the issue. My whole life, I have been weirdly stubborn. YouTube and YouTube algorithms are telling me thumbnails don't need to be the way you're doing them. They should be this way. So I hate this type of thumbnail. So I don't do it. I could, but I hate them, so I don't. Clickbaity titles, they get views. I don't like them. I don't do them. All sorts of videos and ideas and words that, sure, I could chase the algorithm, but I tilt at the weirdest windmills, and I am drawn like a moth to the wrong things. YouTube says, if you want to be, successful on a platform, do these things. And so I look at these things and I say, I'm going to do these instead. So that part of it, well, yeah, no wonder. I have made aggressively anti-algorithm thumbnails just because that's the thumbnail I want. It doesn't help me, I know that. The other part of it, of course, I mean, there are things I can't change. I'm old. I can't change my age. I can't change my personality. I mean, I could. And we all wear different masks. But I try not to wear a ton of masks. That's one of the big things I learned back when I went through behavioral training for my alcoholism. We all wear masks, but masks are dangerous. Just like propaganda or believing lies. you start to believe the mask and not what's happening inside. You need to take the masks down and try as much just to be yourself. To a degree. We all have a work mask. We have a friend's mask. We have a public meetings mask. We have, a girlfriend, boyfriend, / whomever friend face and mask. You have to wear some masks. Just don't hide behind them. I'd spent way too long hiding behind them. But I could try and help myself, but again, drawn like a moth to the wrong thing. So thumbs up on that. Life is life. Checking my list here because I am so with my ADHD. If I don't write it down, I'm not even going to be able to think of it. So some of the other things that I've got written down, one of them I wanted to talk about is, if you watch my videos, and in portions like this, when it's not the beginning, when it's not the end, when I don't have the lead-in music and I don't have the lead-out music, if you've ever listened to that and gone, that sounds weird, then yeah, I once again have really weird thoughts and desires about stuff. One of the things that I like on music or sound is filters on sound. If you play with them through filters or with other things like squeezing or stretching it, I'm caught. I'm stuck. I love that sort of thing. When I was a child, they sold singles of songs on 45 diskettes, vinyl records. And record players, turntables, ran at 3 speeds. 33 1/3 for albums, 45 for singles, and then 78s because they used to have 78s. They were out and gone just for collectors by the time even I was a kid in the mid-60s. But you could run them at 3 speeds. I loved taking 45s and running them at 33 1/3. I still love that stuff. So what I do with the music here in the middle when it's really bizarre sounding, at first I was just, because HitFilm and HitFilm Express has a cool thing where you can stretch a sample, video or audio. Normally you're just adding or subtracting from the length. This stretches it out. So if it's an audio sample, it slows down as you stretch it. And it does that. So I take the songs from Kevin MacLeod, and if it's longer than the time I have, I will take a clip of it, cut it in half, and then stretch it out the full length. If the song is not a full length, I'll just stretch it out to the full length. And of course, HitFilm Express has a pitching tool, so I take those low down sounds and I re-pitch them back up to normal sounds. So when you've got a song playing at like 1/3 or 1/4 speed, but it's pitch ramped up to sound like it's being played at normal speed, yeah, that sounds freaking weird. I love that stuff. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Yay. Just thought I'd let y'all know. And then of course I do want to talk about this because normally I love music. I've listened to music my whole life. As I've gotten older, I've sat in silence more, and I do have a lot more times of just sitting in silence. Your brain does have periods that require silence, and sometimes silence is just what I need. I don't listen to a lot of game soundtracks. Unfortunately, for the game, what I tend to do when I play a game is turn off the music and then play a YouTube video in the background. And so I don't listen to the music a lot. For whatever reason, I started listening to, a couple years back, the Strafe, the game Strafe. It's a kind of a roguelite, first-person shooter type thing. But it has one excellent bloody soundtrack. Oh my god. I keep playing that over and over and over. It is just so good. So if you go to YouTube and you look up Strafe OST, please listen to it. It is well worth it. It is a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And I just wanted to mention that. Let's see what else I have on here. Oh yes. This one is more of a why I'm not going to talk about my Cryptid stuff and Malik as the character for a while. My revelations on the character and my revelations to myself on what was happening with the whole Cryptid story side, that was a shocker for me. I discover almost as quickly as others what's actually going on in my head, so it takes the time. I discover almost as quickly as others. What I mean is, I don't just have an idea and a concept, understand it, and then work on it. My subconscious does stuff and then works on it, and then my conscious mind catches up with it and begins to understand what the hell I'm doing with all this. My understandings of the cryptid beings right now is just the walking wounded who are looking for a place to just calmly, lick their wounds and die. That was heavy. And especially Malik. Oh my God, that's dark and heavy. I need a chance to see some more sunshine and happiness. So even though I'm talking about sunshine and happiness, I'm going to lead into this. Because also one of those things I bounce around on is thinking about the Apple Rock Kaiju periodically. Because after all, it has lived in 3 billion year blocks for over 1 trillion years on the razor's edge. When the inside disconnects, when the door shuts because there's no more intelligence to hold the door open, times disconnect. The Apple Rock area, razor's edge, 1 billion years pass. Well, on the outside, our sun ages, dies, starts to fade, can't keep up resistance anymore. There's a burst of this discharge of energy, and then the whole cycle starts over again. The planets reaccrete, there's new life, and eventually there will be humanity. It's all variations on a theme. The place I'm writing about right now, in the outside, is not our universe, of course, but it's almost entirely a carbon copy of our universe right now. That's just this cycle, though. Next cycle, there will always be human beings. There'll always be an Earth. It may not be in the third planet from the sun, but it'll always be in the Goldilocks zone. There may not be continents that are anything close to what we have. There may not be societies that are even near. The society we live now is just one configuration that can happen within every 15 billion years it starts over. But the Apple Rock Kaiju, well, I have to give a quick thing. There is the inside and there's the outside. These are two parts of a conjoined universe. Because there are different energies, where they rub together, it builds up a static electricity. This sort of static electricity has the same properties as the total infinite ocean of possibility and potential as the ball of ocean on the inside, except it requires that discharge to actually be able to act. This builds up, and whenever a door opens from the inside, there is that arc and discharge, and a razor's edge is created right there. It's a transition zone between the inside and the outside. On the one that I write about, the Apple Rock Kaiju was from a creature living inside of this ocean of possibility. And when the door opened and their universe in a 20,000 kilometer sphere went boom and discharged, every single being, every single living thing in that universe died. Except for the Apple Rock Kaiju. It is from that previous existence. So much of it burned off. Its existence is pain and claustrophobia, but it will not let go. And in all of the entirety of the inside and the outside, and there are a near infinite number of razor's edges, because every planet where there is something that's intelligent has greater amount of doors, but every planet has doors. Every moon has doors. Every system is flooded with doors. There are a near infinite number of them just inside of our galaxy. And within our galaxy, well, our galaxy is one among billions upon billions, and each group of them has a near infinite amount of doors within them. There are a lot of razor's edges. There's only been one surviving being, the Apple Rock Kaiju, in the several trillions worth of existence of this full universe. It is unique. And so I'm dealing with that on its own, as well as all these other things, because yes, it refuses to let go. No other creature, no other being has ever survived that burning, that arcing, that discharge of energy that just destroys. Just one. The Apple Rock Kaiju. Bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, and it has to fill its intestines and its belly with as much human meat as it can in 2 billion years, so it can survive its time of torpor, when the entirety of the Apple Rock Razor's Edge becomes a formless gray void, except for the Apple Rock Kaiju and its personal lair, which includes the mountain, the shallow valley where a city can lay, and the infinite resources around them. Everything else, formless and gray until the energy and people come back. And then the Kaiju's waiting. And I've opened up 24 hours where the comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. It's never many anymore, but as long as it's more than 0, thumbs up for that. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I can't the American Sign Language, well, you've seen how my memory works. Oy vey. So let me call up my Chrome, and we have Jay, thumbs up and thank you. I enjoy being as creative as possible, and thank you very much for enjoying all of this. It is good. Tobias W, thank you very, very much. And Guten Morgen, or Guten Abend, or, well, Guten Nacht. Whatever it happens to be. Guten. Good. Thumbs up and thank you. Honor, thank you very, very much and good to see you. We have Dawn, I guess it's pronounced Dawn, D-A-W-N-Y-E-C. C as like the last time. Thank you very, very much. We have Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up and thank you, and oh, no fear. And we have OSH-93, thank you very, very much. And that is an excellent game. It is very, very cool. We have Ben B, thumbs up and thank you. And I have thought about this. A competent writer could take just the stuff that I have as intros for my character, like with Malik, and make at least one book out of them, probably a series. And I keep making series of books just to introduce the characters, and then I never do anything with that. I use that as the basis to write the news stories, whereas a halfway competent writer could have 10, 12, 15 books just out of the characters I've got. Oy vey, and thank you very much. It is appreciated. We have Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. Johnny K, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. There is Rottweilers. I like the name, thumbs up, thank you, and hello. And did I thank Confused Owl 29, because Confused Owl 29 left me a comment as well. Thumbs up and thank you. What is that, 10, 11 comments? I actually can't even remember. I took my hand down too quickly, but thank you very much. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, and that is appreciated to no end. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So of course, with my hands in the air, don't know what device you're watching this on, but wherever the video description show more is, inside I have links to all my various channels, as well as my Twitter, Facebook, and again my Patreon. And I do wish to thank again each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people are literally beautiful and literally awesome. You help to keep my cat alive. You help to keep my little hamster Ghost alive. You help to keep me alive. And I do appreciate that to no end. Thumbs up and thank you very, very much. I can't remember how long I should keep my hands in here. But if you could help me out and become a patron, that'd be very awesome. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have links to a PayPal down below. And if you'd like to help me out without spending money, I do have links. Well, of course, there's links. It's to an Amazon wish list link with stuff like cat food on it. So if you could check that out, that'd be very, very awesome. Of course, do not feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you can't or you don't donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, that'd be cool. And if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that'd be very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Well, Hokey smokes, it continues to be just a slow weekend. I didn't get much done yesterday, and I'm going to try and get some stuff done today. This is just a phase, putting up all of my gaming stuff here again on these shelves, and I do want to finish cleaning these ones out, but ever since I'm off my ADHD meds, it's harder to do anything at all. But at least I'm able to at least change the stuff here on the daily, so that's cool. Definitely a thumbs up. Hopefully you can get done the things that you want to get done. And if you can't, don't stress. Life is life. It happens. And of course, with the covfefe bug a-raging, please, you know the precautions. You know what you should and should not do. Be more cautious than those around you. Be the last to drop precautions. Those who drop them first are those who fall first. You don't want to fall from this. Please. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And boy, my arm is itchy right there. Hokey smokes.